better have your shit together, because this may be the end of what we see when it comes to Martell Holt if you do not beat these charges. Nobody's taking any type of chances with anybody that has anything linked to anything that even alludes to abuse on women. And so it's just, to me, it's not part of his character. I just think she's upset, and she has a right to be upset, and she's scorned. I get it, but and he's still with Ariane, and so yeah, I would be petty too. Ariane took him from her all them years, and so now she's gonna take him from Ariane in the world. So it's tit for tat. That karma, you don't have a date on how that karma is returned, and so Martell just gonna have to eat this one. So y'all want to pray for him? Pray for him. If you don't, send him to hell. Okay. Here's his mugshot though. Where is it? Yeah, there you go.
Tasha K's shocking video sent the entire internet into a frenzy. That clip didn't just trend for a day. It cut right through Martell Holt's image and left fans speechless. The stress was written all over his face. You could almost see him scrambling to control the damage, hear the excuses rushing out, and sense the panic behind the scenes. Once that video hit social media, there was no stopping the storm. Comments, arguments, and outrage poured in like floodwaters. Thousands of viewers tuned in, replayed every second, and dissected every word. Then came Melody Cherie, who decided to speak for herself. She went live to tell the truth about the harassment she'd been dealing with. She described how Martell allegedly showed up where he didn't belong, how he threatened her, and how her safety, along with her children's safety, was put at real risk. Just hearing that would make anyone's stomach turn. When Tasha K shared Melody's live video on her platform, everything exploded. Suddenly, it wasn't just whispers or side conversations. It was a public debate with fans splitting into camps. Some rallied around Melody, showing support, but shockingly, others defended Martell. That's when the ugly side of the internet revealed itself. People started blaming the victim. And it wasn't only random trolls. Women, real women with lived experiences, were telling Melody to move on or get over it. Some even accused her of making things up just to promote her products. Let's pause here and ask, why is it that when a woman says she's being stalked, harassed, or threatened, some people rush to call her a liar? Why do so many excuse the one causing harm while the victim is told she's exaggerating? That twisted pattern is what protects abusers and silences those who need help most. That's why this story is much bigger than a messy reality TV plot. What's happening to Melody highlights a dangerous cycle. Stay with me until the end, because once we walk through all of this, you'll see why fans are demanding accountability. We'll cover Martell's response, Ariane Curry's behavior, Letitia and Marcel Scott's roles, Wanda's flip-flopping opinions, and even Carlos King's silence. Martell Holt couldn't resist reacting once Tasha K shared Melody's video. Instead of staying quiet or showing any self-reflection, he reached for his usual playbook: deflect, laugh it off, downplay the situation, and then flip the script to paint himself as the victim. Reports say he even texted Tasha K directly, mocking her and suggesting Melody only went live to sell things. He ridiculed her for wearing a white suit to court, joking it was her Sunday best. Imagine laughing at a woman for dressing professionally in a courtroom, as though respectability is something worth mocking. Then, Martell tried to twist the narrative by saying if he really had done what Melody accused him of, he'd be in jail, not paying a $300 fine. Here's the key point. Just because a punishment is small doesn't mean the offense isn't serious. Courts often under-penalize actions that cause deep harm. Martell knows this, but instead of acknowledging it, he turned everything into a joke. He didn't stop there. He even claimed videos he shared with Tasha K showed the real abuser, pointing the finger back at Melody. This tactic is all too familiar. Martell provokes her, records her reaction, and then parades the footage around to say she's the problem. But here's the truth. You can't light a fire and then pretend you're the victim when someone tries to put it out. The hypocrisy didn't end with his jokes. Melody's white suit was polished, dignified, and professional, exactly how one should appear in court. Yet she was mocked for it. Meanwhile, Hannah Grace captured photos of Martell's outfit in the same courtroom, and nobody criticized him. And let's not forget Arian Curry. She reportedly arrived in court wearing a skirt so short it was inappropriate for the setting. Did people drag her for that? No. They were too busy mocking Melody for being well-groomed. The double standard is staggering. If court was tense, what happened right afterward took things to another level. Picture this, Melody. Arian Curry, Martell Holt, and even security packed into the same elevator. The atmosphere was thick with tension. Instead of keeping quiet, Arian decided to throw shade. She taunted Melody by claiming she was talking to someone's husband. Think about the irony. Arian spent years defending her relationship with Martell, despite the chaos it caused. Now she's taking jabs at Melody about a man she divorced long ago. That's not confidence, it's desperation. Melody, however, didn't take the bait. She stayed calm, didn't argue, and carried herself with grace. That's exactly why fans continue to support her. Even when provoked, she refuses to be dragged down into petty drama. Here's where the narrative gets twisted again. Despite everything, some people still claim Melody is obsessed with Martell. But let's ask, how can she be obsessed when she isn't showing up at his house, following him around, or interfering in his relationship with Arian? The truth is, Martell is the one who won't let go. He's the one appearing uninvited, making scenes, and inserting himself into Melody's life. Melody is focused on raising her children, running her businesses, building her music career, and protecting her peace. Meanwhile, Martell can't stop mentioning her name, mocking her, or trying to stir up conflict. If anyone looks fixated, it's him. Now, this situation doesn't exist in a bubble. The other cast members of Love and Marriage Huntsville play a role too. Letitia and Marceau Scott have a history of minimizing Martell's behavior, sometimes even laughing at Melody's pain. Fans still recall moments where they dismissed or mocked her struggles. Then there's Wanda, Letitia's mother. She has wavered back and forth, sometimes backing Melody, sometimes siding against her. That inconsistency makes it hard for fans to believe she truly cares. The lack of consistent support from castmates is why so many fans feel protective of Melody. She often stands alone while Martell creates chaos. The criticism doesn't stop with the cast. Fans have also turned their attention to Carlos King, the producer of Love and Marriage Huntsville. If Melody truly expressed to production that she felt unsafe, going as far as texting them to come to her house, and no one responded, that's a failure of duty. This is bigger than TV drama. When a woman says her safety is at risk and the people in charge ignore her, the message is clear: ratings matter more than lives. Fans are furious, demanding answers from Carlos King and the network. They believe Melody should have been better protected, not left vulnerable for the sake of good television. Step back for a moment and look at what's happening overall. Martell Holt continues using the same tactics: gaslighting, deflecting, and causing turmoil. Melody Cherie continues rising above it all, focused on her children, her businesses, and her peace. Arian Curry keeps embarrassing herself by clinging to Martell and mocking Melody instead of demanding better from him. The Scotts often ignore the bigger issue, choosing convenience over accountability. Carlos King faces backlash for failing to protect someone who was clearly asking for help. And yet, despite all of this, Melody continues to stand tall. She keeps moving forward, showing strength, and handling everything with grace. Fans see the difference between her resilience and the destructive behavior aimed at her. That's why support for her remains so strong. This story is more than one courtroom appearance, one elevator ride, or one viral live video. It exposes a pattern, a cycle that fans are determined not to ignore. The pressure is rising, the calls for accountability are growing louder, and the people trying to twist the story are running out of space to hide. Melody's strength proves that truth always shines brighter than lies. Martell may keep deflecting, and others may stay silent, but accountability is coming. What do you think? Will justice finally catch up, or will the cycle continue? Share your thoughts below, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe.